Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Robertson Center here on the campus of Southwestern University in Georgetown for our first game in tonight's SAA Conference doubleheader featuring your Southwestern University Pirates and the visiting Center College Colonels making the trip down from Danville, Kentucky. First time as conference foes. Glad to have you with us. Southwestern looking to bounce back, having dropped their last two on the road. They fell last week at Millsaps in Jackson, Mississippi, and then up at Rhodes in Memphis on Sunday, looking to get back in the win column. A last victory here at home over Oglethorpe, an impressive one. They beat the Peatrels 72-67 and hoping to keep the home cooking going as they are 5-2 here at home, 10-6 overall, but just 1-4 in conference. It's going to be a tall task against a team that is 4-1 in conference and 14-2 overall. Center College Colonels vying for the top spot in conference standings, and they will take the opening tip in the black, trimmed in gold. The Pirates in the home white, nearly stolen away. It'll be important for Southwestern to get off to a good start, and that has been an issue at times. Underneath, unable to finish. Benitez with the rebound off Lindsey Jesse's makes. Visitors led by 24th-year head coach Wendy Austin. She's been on this staff since 1997. She's been in charge since the 2005-2006 season. Comes into the season with a record of 233 and 220. Needless to say, she is a stalwart there in the Bluegrass State. Underneath, Benitez, 4 seconds on the shot clock, couldn't finish. The rebound by the Pirates, Castillo, the very impressive freshman who leads this team, just over 12 points a game, unable to knock it down. Inside, trying to go to work with Jesse. Jesse, that big 5'11" frame, the junior from Mackville, Kentucky. Visitors coming off a loss of their own. They fell at Oglethorpe last Sunday in Atlanta. 66-90 the final there. That loss to the Peatrels, snapping their 6-game winning streak. Looking to get back on the right side of things. Kicked out. Tovar. Simons for 3. Long rebound. Eventually controlled by Simons. Pirates will get another bite at the apple here. Both teams unable to find the opener. Over 90 seconds in, no points on either side of the scoreboard thus far. Benitez, great position underneath, and one. Pirates' second leading scorer with 11 points a game, leads in rebounds, and a very impressive 46% field goal percentage for Trinity Benitez as the junior forward from Granbury heads to the line looking for the three-point play. Benitez, a 72% free throw shooter, knocks it down, and it's 3-0 Pirates. Stolen away, Castillo. The steal and the bucket. Great stuff from the very impressive freshman from Hayes High School just south of Austin. Said it, she's leading the Pirates just under 13 points a game. Colonels unable to respond with the 3. So both Castillo, Benitez started every game this season, as has Emma Flores. That trifecta has really led the way for the Pirates. Castillo, it's going to go against the talented freshman. Extending the arm there. So it'll be her first, and the first team foul for Southwestern with this early 5-0 lead. Just over 2 minutes in. Southwestern again, defense paying dividends, trying to find something difficult. Shot there, Flores may have been better served to find a teammate, try to do it all her own, and it just didn't work out. Colonels kicked out Campbell for 3. She's got it. And the visitors from the Bluegrass State are on the board. Their first field goal in the ball game. Now, Lily Reed leads this team just under 18 points a game. She is the only Colonel averaging double-digit scoring this season. Campbell and right behind her, just about 8 points apiece per contest. And Castillo unable to knock down the long attempt. Colonel trying to find a bit of momentum after their first May field goal. Pirates already their highest win total under third-year head coach Creasel Bigler. As Aaron Knipp, a 6-foot junior from Brentwood, Tennessee, makes it a tie ball game, 5 apiece. Pirates 10 wins. They have not had double-digit victories in either of the previous 2 seasons under Caitlin Creasel Bigler. They've cracked that double-digit mark, and they're certainly going to find some more this year, you would imagine. It has been a huge difference in year 3 for this side. And the whistle is going to go on Tovar. Not a lot, but Lily Reed, the leading scorer, the junior out of Mount Washington, Kentucky, just saw the opportunity and took it. And she will head to the line. Pirates making numerous changes. Adriana McCoy coming on, as is Lizzie Kellum. Reed at the line, a 69% free throw shooter. As a team, Colonel is just about there, 68%. Average 70 points a game. They're outscoring their opponents by 12 points a game on average. Southwestern just 62 points a game. So Southwestern, the offense is going to have to come tonight, you would imagine. They do not want to get into a track meet. But so far off to a great start is the home side. Simons. Now McCoy. Good ball movement here from Southwestern. Back to McCoy. Thought about driving in. Looking for Benitez inside. Knocked away. Nicely done. Well defended by Campbell. Got a piece of it. Reed looking to drive in. Couldn't finish. But the putback is there from Trinity Armour. 5'11" sophomore forward from Louisville. Both these teams are good on the glass. Mentioned that loss for Trinity, for center at Oglethorpe. Simons, very nicely done. Another talented freshman, the 5'11" guard out of Tomball. A lot of young talent on this Pirate team, and it's paying dividends as Reed, the basket and the foul. You can see Reed. She's going to go right at defenders, take it to the rack every time she possibly can, and Southwestern needs to be very aware of that. So Reed will be at the line looking to complete the three-point play when we return. 4:53 remaining in the first. 7-10. Center on top of Southwestern here at the Robertson Center. I'd like to take the opportunity to thank our corporate partners, Don Hewitt Chevrolet, Airmark Food and Facility Services, Rudy's Barbecue, Double Davis Pizza, Frost Bank, Texas Honey Ham, Rivery Coffee, Fairfield Inn and Residence Inn, Ideal Signs, Frontier Bank, Syntex Shirts and Embroidery, Jeremiah's Italian Ice, and Higginbotham Insurance and Financial Services. A huge thanks to all of our corporate sponsors, their continued support of Southwestern University athletics. Well, after a slow start, Center really picking it up, shooting 44% from the field, 4 of 9. Southwestern just 3 of 9. Pirates have not attempted a three-pointer. Colonel's 1 of 2 from distance. Both teams with 6 rebounds early on, but I mentioned that loss for Center down in Atlanta. Fell 90-66 to Oglethorpe. They got behind early, and really Oglethorpe had 28 points in the first quarter, and Center just could not battle back on the road. Lily Reed led the way for the Colonels with 19 points. With that and the fact that Oglethorpe shot a whopping 57% from the field in that one, Center just, they're 4%. The big difference is Orna Stevens on for Southwestern, bringing some size in the paint in place of Benitez. Stevens, the 6'1" junior out of Sugar Land, George Ranch High School product. A whistle is going to go against the Pirates. It's going to be on Stevens, her first 14 fouls. So Stevens on the floor for seconds. And already one foul on her account. Something to keep an eye on. Pirates 2-3 defensive setup. Trying to find a bit of space that time. Lola Fouts now out with Russell. Looking underneath, trying to play a little high-low game, and there's a whistle on the attempt from Claire Russell, another Louisville product out of Sacred Heart High School. And the foul be charged to Simons, and that'll send Russell to the line to shoot two. Russell's seen action in every game this season, has not started a single game, though, averaging just over 16 minutes. And just 4 points a game for the 78% free throw shooter. Russell taking advantage of the trip to the line. Largest lead now for the visitors. Up 12-7, just over 4 minutes remaining here in the first quarter. This is a center team that traditionally gets better as the game progresses. Breaking it down by quarter, they scored more points in the third and fourth than in the first half. Southwestern does not want to get down early. Castillo for three. She's got it, dead on. Great heads-up play. Stevens away from the basket. Castillo just came out to take it. The defender didn't come with her. Russell from the elbow. Pirates wanted to travel, thought they saw the foot of Russell move, but no whistle from the official. Armour. Little floater from the free throw line. Stevens there with the rebound off the miss. And Castillo fouled along the sideline right in front of the scorer's table. I mentioned the very impressive young talent. Simons, Castillo really made a massive difference, as has Layla Tovar as well. All three first-year collegiate players. And a lot of time, it takes an adjustment. It takes time for those freshmen to acclimate to the college game. It has not for any of those three. Kellum unable to hold that pass underneath. Here comes Russell in transition. Russell splits the defenders and a nice finish in the paint. Russell heating up. After a great start, Southwestern trying to find that momentum. Back to a two-possession game. Just under 3 minutes remaining here in the first quarter. Kellum trying to find Stevens underneath, batted away. Stevens well defended, had good position in the low block underneath the Armour, and she is fouled by Stevens. So Trinity Armour, 5'11" sophomore, forward out of Trinity High School in Louisville, heading to the line. Armour, another one of these players that has seen action in every game this season. Averaging 7.5 points a game. About 17 minutes on average, but Armour just a 35% free throw shooter. Couldn't tell it there. Armour makes it a 6-point game. Benitez back on for the Pirates. Simons, Castillo, Tovar, and Flores rounding out the five on the floor for Coach Creasel Bigler. Flores around the screen, thought about it. Nearly poked away that time by Reed. Castillo, 7 seconds on the shot clock. From the elbow. Couldn't knock it down. They left her open, just couldn't finish it. Colonel's looking to run. Reed in transition. Oh, beautiful look out. Able to find Campbell, but couldn't knock it down. Great move, Tovar. Finding Simon, now kicked out. Flores for three. Another miss. Pirates trying to find something here. Need a stop. And a nice soft touch in the paint that time from Lola Fouts. Fouts with her first field goal, and the visitors with their largest lead thus far, up 8. And just 75 seconds remaining in the first quarter. Pirates need a bucket. Do not want to go down double digits heading into the second quarter. Need some momentum. Simons. 6 seconds on the shot clock. Castillo fires for three. Just like she drew it up. Shot clock coming down, knocks it down. Beautiful shot, Castillo. The moment never too big for the Fab freshman. Visitors looking to respond in kind. Step back three from Fouts. She's got it. A great response there. 1-3 begetting another. 20 seconds remaining here in the quarter. Pirates look like they're going to hold for the final shot. Trailing by 8. Benitez. And a whistle will send Trinity Benitez to the line. Isabel Combs picking up her first, a third-team foul. Now, with just over 5 seconds remaining in the quarter, Benitez to the line. Benitez thus far leading all scorers with 8 points. She's 1 of 1 from the line. And able to continue the perfect streak. Kylie Lopez, junior guard from Beeville Jones High School, on. And Benitez able to make it a 7-point game. The shot not on the mark as the first quarter comes to a close. And it's a 7-point Colonels lead. Center 21, Southwestern 14. First meeting between these two as conference foes. And the Colonels take the early advantage. Again, we'll take the opportunity to extend our deepest appreciation and thanks to Double Dave's Pizza, Frost Bank, Don Hewitt Chevrolet, and Higginbotham Insurance and Financial Services for their continued support of Southwestern University athletics. And if you have not already, we wholeheartedly encourage you to subscribe to our YouTube channel. If you have, we much appreciate it. And don't forget to download the Southwestern University Athletics mobile app so you can stay updated on the latest and greatest in Southwestern University athletics wherever you are. Start of the second quarter, 21-14, Center on top of the Pirates here in Georgetown. Glad to have you with us. Very warm welcome to what is going to be a chilly weekend here in most of the country. Certainly in Central Texas, and there in the Bluegrass State as well. Center Colonels out of Danville, Kentucky, just southwest of Lexington. Looking to go inside. Great move, but couldn't finish that time from Armour. Lopez up the floor onto Castillo. Gia Benitez leading the way for the Pirates. Southwestern 39% from the field, 5 of 13 in the first quarter. Center, a very impressive 47%, 7 of 15. Oh, McCoy getting into the action, her first field goal. The Pirates are going to need contributions from anywhere they can get them as Reed takes it right to the rack. I said it. Lily Reed gets the opportunity. You know where she is going. Make note. She's proven it on numerous occasions thus far. Benitez wide open to underneath. This blown defense. Benitez all by her lonesome. Reed the other way, responds. And the Pirates are going to take a timeout. And I have a feeling the topic of discussion is we need to stop Lily Reed from getting to the hoop. Reed, 7 points to lead the Colonels as Center has a lead by as many. 25-18 with 8:44 remaining here in the first. We remind you, this game 1 in tonight's doubleheader between these two sides. We'll have the men coming up at approximately 7:30 p.m. local time. And then Sunday, Swanee will be here at the University of the South. Right now slated for a women's tip at 12 p.m. and a men at 2. I mentioned the weather that is bearing down on much of the country, and it certainly appears to be bearing down on us here in Central Texas as well. So just another reason to download the Southwestern University Athletics mobile app. You can stay up to date on any possible changes. Just a great time of year. Winter sports in full swing. Spring sports starting to get rolling. Baseball, softball, track and field, men's and women's lacrosse. Busy time of the year in college athletics, and that is a great thing. Simons inbound. Now Castillo, Lopez. A little bit of tacit pressure being applied there. Easily into the front court go the Pirates. Simons looking for Benitez. Able to find her underneath. Has the advantage. A lot of contact, but no whistle. It's going to stay Pirate ball, and that contact may have been off the shin of Lindsey Jesse. The junior post from Mackville, Kentucky. Knocked to the floor, but getting up no worse for wear, it appears. Castillo driving in. Oh, couldn't finish, but Benitez does. Benitez now 10 points, the first player from either side in double digits. And a quick whistle. It's going to be on Castillo of the Pirates. And that is something they need to keep an eye on. That is her second, and that is not a player you want in foul trouble. Neela Castillo, the talented freshman. Castillo, they're going to leave her on the floor. Still 8:10 remaining in the first half, but Castillo playing with 2, and she has to be aware of that. And driving in, high off the glass, goes Edelin. Kanaya Edelin, another Louisville product. Back to a 7-point game. Pirates have had trouble cutting this deficit to within 5. Kellum for 3. Jesse there with the rebound. And wouldn't you know it, it's Reed flying up the floor. Reed defended by Castillo. Now Campbell for the triple. Another miss for Campbell after a good start. She's missed her last 2. And Castillo is going to be fouled by Edelin. Edelin just couldn't control herself. Just enough contact to elicit the whistle. And the visitors making changes. Tessa Miles comes on, the freshman from Bardstown, Kentucky. She's been outstanding, particularly in conference play. Their second leading scorer in conference has really come on as the freshman in these last few games. Again, the Colonels 4-1 in conference, trying to rebound after their first loss in the SAA. Southwestern 1-4 their first year as members of the Southern Athletic Association. Benitez driving baseline. Kicked out of bounds. It'll stay with the Pirates. Pirates' tough loss at Memphis to Rhodes fell 58-70. Rhodes won the rebounding battle, shot better from the field. Generally, if you do those two things, turnovers were about the same. Chances of you coming up victorious are pretty high, and they were for the home side. Benitez led the way. 13 points on 6 of 8 shooting and leading the way already for the Pirates tonight. Flores out to Benitez, and they're going to say she was the last to touch it. .647 remaining in the first half. 27-20, Colonels on top here in Georgetown. Russell. Miles going to hand it off. Edelin. Oh, looking for Armour. The idea was there, just couldn't finish it. Castillo, double team there. They're going to quickly bring pressure on number 4 for the Pirates, you can imagine. Castillo off the back of the iron, out to Reed. Here comes Reed in transition. Miles. Tough shot. Russell with the rebound. Edelin. Too much on the baseline floater. Somehow able to get to it. Kept alive by the Colonels. Good hustle there. Armour. Working on Benitez. Great defense by Trinity. Stood straight up, didn't leave her feet, kept her arms in the air, didn't commit the foul. Kellum. We'll call that a behind the back pass. Castillo making things happen as she ends up on the deck, and she will head to the line to shoot 2. And when you need offense, Neela Castillo making things happen. And Pirates making changes. Stevens, Tovar, Simons, Flores all on to join Castillo. Castillo at the line, her first free throw attempts of the evening. Unable to knock down the first. A 67% free throw shooter is the freshman from Kyle, Texas, just south of Austin. 1 of 2 in that trip. Back to a 6-point game, under 6 remaining here in the first half. Armour. Too easy. So deep in the paint, difficult to stop. Pirates trying to get back in transition to stop that. Stevens from the elbow. In and out. You can see the Colonels, they're going to run any given opportunity. Castillo knocks it away. Here comes Castillo in the front court. Oh, the spin move. Take a bow. Neela Castillo did it all. Forced to steal on the defensive end. A beautiful spin and finish on the offensive end. You talk about getting it done in every facet. But Miles able to respond with a 3. Pirates could not get caught napping like that. Colonels back to a 9-point lead. Just when it looks like Southwestern has some momentum, starting to make things happen. Cut into this deficit, the Colonels find a huge shot of their own. Simons got the defender to fly by, but couldn't knock it down. Reed driving in. Castillo hands on it. Are they going to call a foul on Castillo? They are, and that's her third. It looked like that was all ball from up here. Officials saw otherwise. So Castillo will have to come out and take a seat with 3 fouls and 4 minutes remaining in the first half. I'd be surprised if we saw Castillo here to end this first half. Armour turn around is short. And for center, with the Pirates' leading scorer on the bench, this is a golden opportunity to go on a run here. See if they can push this lead to double digits by halftime. Conversely, Southwestern really need to dig in deep. Try to cut into this deficit. Unfortunately, that is something they've dealt with numerous times this year, going to the locker rooms at halftime trailing. But a Pirates team that scores the most points by quarter in the third. They come out of the locker rooms red hot. They're not worried about the third. They're worried about finishing the second. Great rebound from Stevens. Simons. Southwestern wisely giving it another go. McCoy out of bounds. Off McCoy. She says that was kicked by Fouts. But a very difficult turnover. Leaking out. Edelin wide open. Just too easy. We've seen some easy baskets like that in transition. Colonel's leaking out behind the Pirates. Something they're certainly going to have to work on in the second half. 3 minutes remaining here in the first half. Largest lead for the visitors, up 11, 34-23. Still shooting almost 50% from the field. Southwestern at just 37. McCoy got it off in time, but it's going to be a shot clock violation. First in the ball game for either team. Castillo leading the way with 11. Benitez with 8. Reed has 7. Armour with 6 for the visitors. Fouts defended by Tovar. Nip trying to find it. Instead, she'll come out to set the screen. Edelin for 3. Stevens able to corral the rebound and stolen away. Edelin. 2-on-1 here. Edelin underneath the basket and the foul. Tessa Miles heading to the line. It was a great play by Edelin. Could have taken it herself. Knew they had the advantage numerically. Found Miles, the talented freshman. Chance to make it a 14-point Colonel's lead. Still 2:06 remaining here in the first. I think starting to get away from the Pirates a bit at the end of this first half. Edelin with the rebound. Southwestern needs to be careful. Edelin looks up, 7 seconds on the shot clock. Driving in. Kicked out. Miles with the miss. Shot clock violation as McCoy takes it up the other way. Cadence Menchaca out for Southwestern, making her first appearance in the ballgame. The sophomore from Beeville, another Jones High School product, much like Kylie Lopez. McCoy from the elbow. Sweet stroke. See if Pirates can get Adriana McCoy going. McCoy, the third leading scorer on this team, led him in scoring a year ago, averaging just under 10 points a game. Trying to find room underneath, and it's going to be a travel on Isabel Combs. The freshman from Lexington. Thought she had an and one, not the case. So Benitez back on the floor for Southwestern. 61 seconds remaining here in the first half. 36-25. Center on top. Benitez bringing Lopez over and kicked out of bounds. Trying to play a little high-low game there. Benitez trying to establish position, working on Trinity Armour. Lopez inbounds for the Pirates. 20 seconds on the shot clock, 40 on the game clock here at the end of the first half. Simon spinning, nearly lost it, and she did. Bobbled the ball a bit, thought she was able to corral it. The officials disagreeing. Reed and the Colonels looking to extend this lead before half. Armour underneath. Great look inside to Nip. Couldn't finish from point-blank range. Now Southwestern can hold for the final shot of the half. 17 seconds remaining. Can they cut it to a single-digit deficit? Armour. Edelin into the front court. 6 seconds. It'll pull up and knocked down by Riley Campbell as the first half comes to a close. 38-25, Center leading Southwestern here in Georgetown. First ever meeting between these two in the SAA. We'll step aside, back with you in just about 15 minutes. Get you first half stats and ready for half number 2 here at the Robertson Center, the beautiful campus of Southwestern University in Georgetown. And again, take the opportunity to thank our corporate sponsors: Don Hewlett Chevrolet, Airmark Food and Facility Services, Rudy's Barbecue, Double Dave's Pizza, Frost Bank, Texas Honey Ham, Rivery Coffee, Fairfield Inn and Residence Inn, Ideal Signs, Frontier Bank, Syntex Shirts and Embroidery, Jeremiah's Italian Ice, and Higginbotham Insurance and Financial Services. Halftime, Center College on top of Southwestern, 38-25. first half. 15 of 32, Southwestern 40% from the field, 10 of 25. Visitors 3 of 8 from 3, Southwestern 2 of 5. Rebounds 17 to 15 in favor of Southwestern. And the visitors will have the opening possession of the second half. Center their largest lead of the ball game, up 13 to start half number 2. Southwestern 12 turnovers compared to just 5 by Center, and that is certainly something Southwestern needs to rectify. Turnovers been an issue for this team, averaging 16.5 turnovers a game this season. Center averaging 15, but keeping it in check through the first 20 minutes. McCoy draws the foul. We'll have 2 free throws headed her way to start the second half. Again, glad to have you with us. Warm welcome here wherever you may be joining us from. That'll be charged to Riley Campbell, her first. So McCoy unable to knock down the first. A 60% free throw shooter is Adriana McCoy. And knocks it down. Goes 1 of 2 in that trip to the line. Southwestern trying to get back. Good work defensively, not committing the foul on Reed. You know she wants to go right to the bucket. Benitez with the rebound. Visitors not getting a lot of second chance opportunities. Benitez, and they're at the edge of the paint, trying to drive in, and it's going to be out of bounds. A lot of contact between she and Lindsey Jesse. A few times in the first half that was the case, and Jesse maybe a little worse for wear. The junior forward coming off. It'll be Trinity Armour on in her spot. It was a great matchup between the Trinities, Benitez and Armour in the first half. McCoy off the inbounds. Beautiful step and knocks it down, baseline jumper. Pretty stuff from McCoy. Now Southwestern need to get the defense in gear. They've had some stops. The offense doing its job, now better than 40%. Edelin kicks out, Nip. Edelin looks up, 5 seconds on the shot clock. Short from the free throw line. Well, great start for Southwestern here. Able to cut it to a 10-point deficit, keeping the visitors off the board. See if they can extend this, get within single digits. Benitez draws the foul. Benitez hard to the floor, gets up, but a fantastic job from Trinity Benitez. And she'll be at the line when we return. 8:17 remaining in the third quarter. 38-28. Center on top. But Southwestern outscoring the Colonels 3-0 to start this third quarter. Again, take this opportunity to thank our corporate sponsors: Double Dave's Pizza, Ross Bank, Don Hewitt Chevrolet, and Higginbotham Insurance and Financial Services. We thank you as well for your continued support of Southwestern University Athletics. And if you have not already, we encourage you to subscribe to our YouTube channel and make sure to download the Southwestern Athletics mobile app to stay up to date. Another doubleheader weekend in the SAA. Southwestern in Center tonight, Southwestern in Suwanee on Sunday. Those games against the Tigers slated for noon and 2 p.m. local time on Sunday. Benitez back to the line. Able to rattle home the first. Benitez now 3 of 4 from the line. 9 points, 7 rebounds. She is a double-double machine, is Trinity Benitez. Does her job, 8-point game. Reed underneath, wide open Armour, couldn't finish at the hoop and out of bounds to the Pirates. And Wendy Austin, the 20th year as the head coach of the Colonels. Not pleased there, a few words. She herself a Colonel, taking over her alma mater. She's been a member of the staff since 1997, the head coach since the 2005-06 season. Assisted by Abigail Webby, another Colonel grad. Tovar picking up her second. Simons back out, and the quick whistle is going to go against Tovar. So Tovar, 2 fouls in about as many seconds. Now she has 3. So Tovar and Castillo both with 3, something the Pirates definitely are keeping an eye on. Reed working on Flores. Needleman pulling it out. Tovar there defensively. Reed around the screen of Armour. A little high-low game. Armour underneath. Fouled by Benitez. Very well worked. Benitez with her first. Sending the sophomore out of Louisville. Trinity Armour out of Trinity High School now to the line. Armour third on this team, 7.5 points a game. Just a 35% free throw shooter. And we mentioned Reed, Campbell, Edelin, Jesse, and Nip. They've started every game this season, but they have a ton of depth. You look at that, you think that they're playing the starting 5 the vast majority of the game. There are a lot of players that have seen action in every game. They're just not getting the nod in the starting 5. Back to a 10-point game. McCoy driving in, a little scoop shot. She's got it. Great stuff from McCoy. Contact was there. Able to take it and finish. And back to the line and go the Pirates. This time, Adriana McCoy. Southwestern as a team shooting 67% from the line. A miss there from McCoy. McCoy now just 1 of 3 from the charity stripe tonight. Reed looking to work on Flores. Looking inside to Armour, spinning. Reed, and it's going to be a foul underneath. Armour that time camped out in the lane. Armour will come off, giving away to Combs. Armour, a talented underclassman, the sophomore from Louisville, but it's been a battle between Benitez and Armour. It's been fun to watch thus far. Flores directing traffic. Gets it back. Benitez at the edge of the paint, gets his step on Combs and finishes. Great work from Benitez. Beautiful entry pass to boot. And the whistle right in front of the scorer's table. It'll be on Tovar. That's our 4th. So Tovar has picked up 3 fouls in the first 4 minutes of the second half. And Tovar is going to come off. Kellum taking over. So Tovar with 4 on the bench, as is Castillo with 3. But it's not hurting the Pirates. They've cut it to a 6-point deficit. Another miss there. Benitez with the rebound. Center with just 1 made field goal here in the second half, being outscored 9-2 by the Pirates through the first 4 minutes of the third quarter. McCoy fires. Russell there with the rebound. Russell was a spark off the bench in the first half. We'll see if she can do the same here in the second. And it'll be out of bounds. Pirate ball. Benitez, great job getting a hand to it. As Aaron Knipp comes back on, the 6-foot junior from Brentwood, Tennessee. I mentioned the starting 5, they've been out there every game to start, but a lot of players see action for the Colonels. They keep the 5 on the floor fresh. Kellum. McCoy around the screen of Benitez. McCoy trying to drive in, finishes. Great stuff. McCoy starting to heat up. With Castillo on the bench, McCoy now in double digits with 11 points. The question was, who was going to take over for the Fab freshman? It appears it's going to be McCoy, but a response from Knipp on the other end. And then more often than not, that has been the case. Southwestern with a run, a big bucket, and the Colonels respond not just with a basket on the other end, but more often than not a 3. We'll take a timeout. 4:47 remaining in the third. 43-36 Colonels. But Southwestern now scoring center 11-5 here in the second half. And for the first time today, Southwestern shooting better from the field. Southwestern 45%, 42% for the Colonels. Emma Flores, the sophomore out of San Antonio Harlan, at the line for the Pirates. No trouble on the first. Flores leads his team just under 30 minutes a game. 75% free throw shooter, hits them both. Back to a 5-point game. Just under 5 remaining in the third. Knipp kicks out, Fouts driving in, high floater, too strong. Knipp there with a big rebound over Flores. Massive offensive board for the Colonels. And Fouts nearly threw it away, ball on the floor, and both Simons and her opposite number, Claire Russell, with hands on it. It'll be Pirates ball. Russell comes off, a short little stint there. Armor on. Willie Reed back on as well. Pirates have kept Reed in check. We mentioned leads his team at over 17 points a game, but tonight Reed at just 7 thus far. Still a lot of game remaining. Pirates have not let Reed beat him. Give Coach Kriesel Bigler credit. Reed really took it to them early. She was getting to the hoop early and often. Pirates have done a much better job getting back defensively. Castillo comes on. 4 minutes remaining here in the third. Castillo, Pirates' leading scorer, has 3 fouls. Definitely want to keep her out of foul trouble. Tovar already with 4. Trying to find some room is Campbell. Edelin now with 7 seconds on the shot clock. Around the screen, Edelin underneath for Armour. Armour couldn't get a shot off. Great defense by the Pirates. Simons, Benitez, and even Castillo all down on Armour. That's exactly what you want, closing down on the visitors' top force in the paint. Benitez off, maybe a bloody lip, it appears. We'll see. She'll be quickly attended to and back on. Actually been the nose, it appears, of Trinity Benitez, and it's been a hard-fought game. It really has. These two first ever meeting as conference foes. The Center College Colonels out of Danville, Kentucky, just southwest of Lexington. They're in the Bluegrass State, obviously known for the great basketball. Wildcats, University of Kentucky, Cardinals of Louisville. They take their basketball seriously up in Kentucky, and that much we know for sure. Center led by a 20th-year head coach. She herself a graduate of Center College, Wendy Austin. Her team 14-2 as McCoy knocks it down from the free throw line. Center trying to bounce back after just their second loss of the season, falling 90-66 in Atlanta to Oglethorpe last weekend. That snapped a 6-game winning streak for the Colonels. Their only other loss was back in middle of December against Wilmington of Ohio on the road. But they are perennial powers in the SAA for a reason. Pirates trying to make this a one-possession game. 2.5 remaining here in the third. Stevens. McCoy thought about it. Now looking to take Reed off the dribble. Does. McCoy really feeling it. And it's a 3-point game. 45-42. Colonels have seen what was a 13-point lead shrink. Being outscored 17-7 here in the second half is Center. Stevens back to the hot hand with McCoy. From the elbow, behind, oh, short. That would have brought the Pirates fans to their feet. McCoy, fantastic handles. Such a slick player, so difficult to guard, but couldn't knock that one down. Nip. Armour. Flores there for the rebound, and here comes Emma Flores. Flores still. Now McCoy. Stevens comes out to set the screen. Good ball movement here. Flores blocked. 3 attempts. Reed having none of it. Now Reed brings it up the floor. Reed takes it herself and finishes. 49-42. Colonels under a minute remaining in the third. Castillo. Tough shot on the baseline. Difficult angle. Tried to bank it in. Couldn't find her in the range. Edelin takes a look up. And the whistle. The drive in that time from Tessa Mile. The foul on Russell, her third. It'll be Pirates ball, 17 seconds remaining in the third. Shot clock turned off. Southwestern. A basket here would be huge going into the final 10 minutes of regulation. 8 seconds. Flores, 3 seconds. Castillo did not get a shot off. Southwestern not getting an attempt there at the end of the third quarter, but they do cut the deficit to 7. Fourth quarter coming up. Center 49, Southwestern 42. Once again, take the opportunity to thank our corporate sponsors. Double Dave's Pizza, Frost Bank, Don Hewitt Chevrolet, and Higginbotham Insurance and Financial Services for their continued support of Southwestern University athletics. Southwestern outscoring Center 17-11 in the third quarter. The only quarter Southwestern has outscored Center thus far. Center had a 13-point lead going into the second half. The Pirates have really picked it up. Both teams almost identical, 44% from the field. Center better from long range, 4 of 9. Southwestern just 2 of 6. Rebounds almost identical as well. Both teams at 21. But the turnovers, Southwestern cleaning it up, but still having turned it over 14 times. Center just 9. So Center really taking care of the ball. This is from a Center team that averages 15 turnovers a game, but they've really kept that in check tonight. Center will head down to San Antonio tomorrow to take on Trinity in the Alamo City. And then the following weekend, the 30th of January, Southwestern making the return trip up to the Bluegrass State to take on Center there at Alumni Gym. These two teams will see each other on consecutive weekends as Castillo somehow able to get that onto Simons. And Simons fouled by Nip. Nice work from the freshman, taking it hard to the hoop. That'll send Kylie Simons to the line for the first time tonight. Nice stroke, 76% free throw shooter on the season is the talented freshman from Tomball, just outside of Houston. These days, I think that is Houston. I mean, I think these days Houston goes from Columbus to Port Arthur. Eight-point game. Pirates need some stops. They cannot trade baskets. And here's one here, turned over, trying to find Nip running the baseline, and the big 6-foot junior couldn't come down with it. So Southwestern forcing the turnover. Now they need points on the other end. You're not going to get them all back at once. Just slow, methodical, good defense. Benitez still leading the Pirates with 15 points, but Castillo's 12 and McCoy's 11. But it's Benitez underneath, and when she gets that deep in the post, good luck stopping Trinity Benitez. Jesse. Now to Reed. Reed has not had much success, particularly in the second half tonight against the Pirates. Nip the target again and again. Number 22 in black could not come down with it. No changes for Coach Austin's side as Armour and Miles back on. Elin as well, so seeing who can provide the spark. It has not been there particularly offensively. Into Tovar, what a look. Castillo that time playing the distributor. It's a 4-point game. Just over 8 minutes remaining. And a timeout taken by the Colonels. Coach Austin has seen it all in her 20 years in charge. 21st. Wants to talk things over. Southwestern outscored Center 17-11 in the third. And they're outscoring the Colonels 6-3 here to start the fourth. A very impressive second half display from the Pirates. But you wonder, taking a 13-point deficit into halftime, can they come all the way back to pick up what would just be their second conference win of the season in their inaugural season as members of the SAA? Pirates 1-4 in conference, Colonels 4-1. Southwestern doing it all right, and they are well within striking distance. 4-point deficit in 8 minutes remaining. Once again, I'd like to encourage you to subscribe to our YouTube channel and like it if you have not already. If you have, much appreciated. Reed to inbound. Miles going baseline into the traffic. It ends up with Benitez. Reed back defensively. Benitez wisely pulls it out. Castillo for three. Good shot. She was set. Nobody there. I think Coach Kriesel-Bigler is going to be just fine with that attempt. Armour. Edelin, 6 seconds on the shot clock. Edelin around the screen, driving in, and just threw up a prayer. That one not anywhere close to the intended target. Benitez, edge of the paint. A lot of contact with Armour, no whistle. I think Armour thought that was going to be a foul. She didn't even attempt to make a play on the rebound. I may have lost it. Benitez out defensively. Now Armour, edge of the paint as Castillo comes in. Great help defense. Castillo playing with 3 fouls, but turning it on here. Tovar, she has 4. Needs to be careful. Simons. Oh, what an opportunity. Long rebound. Simons there. It's going to be a kicked ball on Reed. A great hustle defensively from Southwestern, and particularly on the part of Kylie Simons, the star freshman, keeping possession alive. Tovar will take a seat. McCoy on. See if McCoy still has that hot shooting that she had before she went to the bench. It's Simons. Right by her opposite number, and Kylie Simons has made it a 2-point game. 52-50, 6:12 remaining in regulation. Pirates' last win, it was here at home, 72-67 over Oglethorpe. They came from behind, and just as I say that, Riley Campbell, the sophomore from Bowling Green, knocks down the triple. Back to a 5-point lead. Give the Colonels credit. When that deficit gets under 5, they find a way to get it back. They've kept the lead at 5 or higher the vast majority of this game. Castillo. Oh, what a move. And finishes. Beautiful jump shot. Castillo putting on a show. Now 16 points to lead all scorers. I was saying against Oglethorpe, last time the Pirates were here at home, they came from behind for the victory. Can they do it again? Campbell responds yet again, does Riley Campbell. And with 5 minutes remaining, it remains a 5-point Colonels lead. McCoy directing traffic. Benitez looking to work in. Help comes defensively. And Southwestern doing a great job. Flores, they're able to get hands on it. But to give credit, Claire Russell came as the help defender, didn't commit the foul. Timeout taken by the Pirates. 4:45 remaining in regulation, 57-52. Center on top here in Georgetown. But after a very slow start, Southwestern, you talk about heating up, now 46% from the field. Shooting 20 of 43, better than the 45% from center. The rebounding battle has been even. Both teams 70% from the line. Pirates just 25% from long range, whereas center's shooting better than 54% from distance, 6 of 11 from beyond the arc. And you just get the feeling that this one is going to come down to the wire. Students are back in class. Spring semester underway, and it is just a different feel here at the Robertson Center. Great attendance, black and gold faithful cheering on the Pirate women as McCoy able to force the foul there on Kanaya Edelin, her second, and the second team foul. McCoy trying to get free, finally does. Edelin defending. McCoy pulls up from the elbow and drops it in. You talk about a shooter's roll. 3-point game. McCoy putting on a show tonight, 15 points. Benitez 17, Castillo 14. Combs. Simply too deep in the paint for the Pirates to do anything about. Four minutes remaining. 59-54, Colonels on top. McCoy again, same spot, couldn't hit it. Reed nearly lost the handle. Wisely out to Edelin, who's slowing things down. Combs back to work on Benitez. Great defense by Benitez. The putback, no, the miss. And Campbell is fouled on the second attempt. Got her own rebound. And Riley Campbell is going to have 2 free throws headed her way as Benitez picks up her second. Campbell, a sophomore from Bowling Green. Second on this team, 8.2 points a game, a 87% free throw shooter. Campbell now in double digits with 10 points, knocking down her first free throw of the evening. Hits them both, as you would expect from an 87% free throw shooter. 61-54. Colonels on top. 3:15 remaining. Benitez lost her footing. Somehow the ball found Castillo. Spins underneath. Oh, my. Everything is dropping for Neela Castillo. I don't know how that ball found her, let alone how it found the bottom of the net. Castillo on a tear, now with 16 points. The foul, it'll be on Castillo, and that is going to be her fourth. Campbell now at the line. Shooting 2:47 remaining. So Tovar with 4, and more importantly, Castillo has just picked up her fourth as well. Campbell makes it a 6-point Colonels lead, a 62-56, 2:47 remaining. And Castillo's going to remain on the floor. You would imagine so. Pirates need her certainly on the offensive end. Here's Castillo on cue. Calling out the screen of Benitez. Fires for 3. Tried to bank it in, could not. Armour with a huge rebound for her center. Pirates have not had a lot of second chance opportunities. Center's done a very good job, particularly on the defensive glass. Nip. Edelin. Reed calling for Armour to come out. Wants to drive in. Little floater off the mark. Ends out somehow on the floor. Reed had it. Did she get a timeout? No, it's going to be a foul on Benitez, who came in, and that is her third. I thought that Lily Reed may have secured possession and immediately called the timeout, but it was Benitez who committed the foul. So either way, it's going to stay with the Colonels. 2:03 remaining in regulation. Armour out to set the screen. Reed. Edelin from the elbow. Couldn't hit it, and it's going to be a foul over the back on Trinity Armour. That is the fourth on Armour, and the third team foul. So Armour playing with 4, as is Castillo for the Pirates. Both remain on the floor. Here's Castillo, skews the screen, pulls up. Rebound bounces out into the hands of Campbell. I mentioned the second chance opportunities have not been a lot tonight for the Southwestern. That's a credit to the work defensively from center. Edelin fouled. And who are they going to charge it to? Is it on Benitez? If so, that's her fourth. No, it's going to be on Simons. That is her second. That's good news for the Pirates. Edelin, smooth stroke on the first. Chance to make it an 8-point game with 80 seconds remaining. Does just that. 64-56. Colonels, a little bit of breathing room with 1:20 left. Russell back out on the floor. Pirates take a timeout. 1:17 left in regulation. 64-56. Colonels on top in the first ever meeting between these two conference foes. Again, Pirates back in action here at home on Sunday, hosting Sewanee. Another SAA basketball doubleheader. The women at noon, the men at 2. Colonels a quick turnaround as they head down to San Antonio tomorrow to face Trinity in the Alamo City. And these two teams will see each other next weekend, Friday, January the 30th, in fact. Southwestern will make the trip to Alumni Gym there in the Bluegrass State to take on Center College in Danville, Kentucky. And if you have not already, make your arrangements. SAA Championship Tournament beginning Thursday, February the 26th in Mount Berry, Georgia, hosted this year by Berry College. McCoy, long two, off the front of the iron. Nip able to secure the rebound. Quickly up the floor they go underneath. Armour and one. And give credit to Lily Reed. This team's leading scorer, unselfish there. Knew Armour had the better look and did. And now Armour can make it an 11-point game if she can knock down the free throw. Southwestern trailed by 13 at half. They outscored Center 17-11 in the third. And they have battled here in the fourth. It'll be Pirates ball. Center a narrow 3-point scoring advantage here in the fourth quarter, but that huge 13-point lead may prove to be just too much. Even though Southwestern cut it to single digits in the second half, cut it to 3, in fact. They have not been able to get any closer. Stolen away right to Armour. Benitez, the intended target. Pirates, you would imagine, are going to start fouling. We'll see. And they will right here as Nip fouled, and Aaron Nip is headed to the line. So Nip to the line, and now it's going to come down to a free throw shooting contest for Center to secure this victory. As a team, they shoot 69%. Nip good on the first. A 72% shooter on the season. Nip 1 of 2. Castillo with the rebound. Time very much of the essence. Castillo couldn't find Benitez. Now Flores driving in, and she is fouled. Just catching enough of Trinity Armour. So Flores to shoot 2 with 33 seconds remaining in regulation. First, Coach Austin wants to talk things over. Again, Center trying to bounce back after just their second loss of the season. Their first loss in conference, and it was not close. They fell 90-66 to Oglethorpe on Sunday in Atlanta. Petrels really had their way. Petrels got off to a flying start, 28 points in the first quarter, and never looked back at home. They had won 6 in a row previous to that. Southwestern, losers of their last 2. And Flores doing her job from the stripe. 9-point game, 33 seconds remaining. Once again, take the opportunity to thank our corporate sponsors. Rudy's Barbecue, Ideal Signs, Rivery Coffee, Fairfield Inn and Residence Inn, Texas Honey Ham, and Airmark Food and Facility Services. Thank them for their continued support of Southwestern University Athletics. Thank you as well for joining us. College football is in the books. Who would have ever thought back in August of 2025 that if we said the Indiana Hoosiers are going to be national champions, that would indeed come to fruition. But it's a different era these days, and congratulations to the Hoosiers and all their fans, a long-suffering football fan base, obviously a basketball school. I don't think anyone could argue with that. Maybe that's changing. We'll see. Kurt Signetti working his magic there in Bloomington. AFC, NFC finals in the NFL on Sunday. Football is almost entirely wrapped up, and then we can turn our sights totally to the hardwood, at least for a while. McCoy, Castillo, Simons, Benitez, and Flores on the floor for Southwestern. 33 seconds remaining. They trail 67-58. Campbell now out to Nip. Back to Campbell. Does not appear that they want to foul Campbell. Now they finally will. But a full 10 seconds came off the clock. 23 seconds remaining. Southwestern didn't want to foul Campbell. You could tell initially. You can understand why. Campbell, an 86% free throw shooter. But eventually had no choice. So Riley Campbell at the line, where she is 3 of 4 tonight. Make it 4 of 5. Campbell makes it a 10-point game, 20 seconds remaining. No time for Castillo and the Pirates to waste. Castillo, great shot. Back to an 8-point game. The Colonels will take another timeout. 14.85 seconds remaining. 68-60, Colonels on top. Stranger things have happened. 15 seconds is an eternity in basketball. So don't go anywhere quite yet. You will have plenty of time after the women's game wraps to get up, get something to eat, stretch the legs, walk the dog, do what you need to do to get back here before our men's contest. Nip to inbounds. Campbell fouled immediately. That is the 5th team foul. Foul on Adriana McCoy, her 3rd. So now Campbell to the line. We mentioned the 87% free throw shooter. Trying to bring it back to a 10-point ball game. Does just that. She is almost automatic from the charity stripe, 70-60. Colonels with some breathing room here and just 10 seconds remaining. Castillo. McCoy thought about it, instead driving in. No time to waste, and banks it in off the glass. Nip. Lily. Fouled with 0.45 seconds remaining. We'll see if they add any time, but an 8-point lead. This is going to put Center back in the win column after their lone conference loss. The win will move them to 15-2 overall, 5-1 in conference, and a very impressive 8-2 on the road this season. Loss is going to move Southwestern to 10-7 overall, 1-5 their first year in the SAA. And 5-3 here at home, and will push the losing streak to 3 games. They will have a chance for revenge next weekend up in Kentucky, but there is the final. The Center College Colonels 71, your Southwestern University Pirates 62. Don't forget, Game 2 of the doubleheader between Center and Southwestern. It'll be coming up in just about 25 minutes. We will have the men for you right here. So don't forget to come back with us. One last time, the final for the women. Center 71, Southwestern 62.